This will be for the con assignment, factor polynomials, common factor. Okay, the instructions say factor the polynomial by its greatest common monomial factor. Okay, monomial means that we're just factoring one term out of this whole thing right here. Okay, now it may be something multiplied by something. Okay, like 8x would be considered monomial. Okay, because it's just one term, even though it's 8 multiplied by x. All right. So anyway, we have 9b to the 8th plus 24b to the 3rd. Okay, the first thing you want to factor is the number or coefficient that's in front of the variable. So we have a 9 and we have a 24. Okay, I know both of those are divisible by 3. And then for the variable, you want to factor out the variable with the lowest exponent. So this is b to the 8th right here, and this one is b to the 3rd. All right, and b to the 3rd is less than b to the 8th. So I'm also going to factor out b to the 3rd. All right, and then you put the parentheses. Okay, so 9 divided by 3 is just 3. And b to the 3rd, or should I say b to the 8th divided by b to the 3rd, that's just b to the 5th, right? Because we said when we divide with exponents and it has the same base, you just subtract the exponents. It's 8 minus 3 or 5. So this here is going to be b to the 5th. All right, if you want to double check it, well, we'll double check it at the end, okay? So here we have 24 and 3. 24 divided by 3 is going to be a positive 8. And b to the 3rd, we already have b to the 3rd. If you did b to the 3rd divided by b to the 3rd, it would just be 1. All right? So this is your answer right here. If you want to check it, 3b to the 3rd times 3b to the 5th. Well, 3 times 3 is 9, and b to the 3rd times b to the 5th you just add the exponents. That's b to the 8th. Okay? And that's what we wanted. And 3b to the 3rd times 8 is going to be 24b to the 3rd. Alright, so that's your answer. So again, you want to factor the number first and then the variable second. Okay, and the variable that you factor should have the lowest exponent out of the two. So in the box, type 3b to the 3rd. Just type 3b and then hit this right here for the exponent to the 3rd. Okay, click it again to bring the cursor back down and use parentheses. 3b to the 5th. So I'm going to type 3b, click the exponent to the 5th, and then plus 8. Click again inside the parentheses to bring the cursor down and type plus 8. So that's it. Alright, so here it says the rectangle below has an area of 55x to the 6th plus 22x to the 4th. The width of the rectangle is equal to the greatest common monomial factor. What is the length and the width? Alright, so it's not as bad as it looks. Okay, we're just factoring this right here. Okay, let me rewrite it. That's going to be 55 x to the 6th plus 22x to the 4th. Okay, so what can we divide For what number is divisible by both 55 and 22? Well, that would be 11. Alright? And what is the smaller exponent? X to the 6th or x to the 4th? Well, that would be x to the 4th. And now we can do our parentheses. If we do 55x to the 6th divided by 11x to the 4th, we know 55 divided by 11 is 5, and x to the 6th divided by x to the 4th, remember, you just subtract the exponents. 6 minus 4 is going to be 2. So that's a 5x squared right here. Okay? And then we can do 22x to the 4th divided by 11x to the 4th. Okay, 22 divided by 11 is 2. X to the 4th divided by x to the 4th, that just cancels. So it's just 2. So that's it. Okay, if you want to check, 11 times 5 is 55. X to the 4th times x squared is x to the 6th, because 4 plus 2 is 6. 11x to the 4th times positive 2 is going to be 22x to the 4th. So that's your answer. Now, it's weird that they set it up as a rectangle, okay? But on all of these problems, let me see. This piece right here is going to be the width. That's just going to be one number. That's going to be 11x to the 4th. And the length is going to be this plus this, 5x squared plus 2. Okay, so for all of these, the monomial, or the single term, is going to be this part for the width. And the binomial is going to be the length. So you have to enter those in the box. So for the width, I'm going to put 11x to the 4th, 11x to the 4th. Okay, click it again to bring it down, and then use parentheses. And the length is 5x squared plus 2. So 5x squared, hit the right arrow key, plus 2. Whoops. Okay, this part, I shouldn't have used parentheses. Okay, this part here goes in the other box. It's 5x squared plus 2. Alright. They want two separate answers. So I hit tab. Oh, let me see. I have to click on this. 5x squared plus 2 is the length. 5x squared, hit the right arrow key, plus 2. Alright. Factor the polynomial by its greatest common monomial factor. Okay, again, monomial, that just means we're factoring one term out of this whole thing. So let's see. I know 20, 15, and 40 are all divisible by 5. And the smallest exponent for the variable, we have y to the 6th, y to the 4th, and y squared. The smallest one is y squared. So that's going to be outside of the parentheses. Okay? So we're going to do 20y to the 6th divided by 5y squared. Okay, 20 divided by 5 is 4, and y to the 6th divided by y squared is going to be y to the 4th. Okay, because 6 minus 2 is 4. You subtract the exponents. So that's 4y to the 4th. Okay, for the second term, negative 15y to the fourth divided by 5y squared. Okay, I know negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3, and y to the fourth divided by y squared is y squared. Okay, because 4 minus 2 is 2. So negative 3y squared is the second term. Okay, and finally 40y squared divided by 5y squared. (40 divided by 5 is just 8. Y squared divided by y squared just cancels. So the last term is 8. Okay, so this whole thing is your answer in the box. So I'm going to type 5y, hit the exponent button, squared, hit the right arrow key, parentheses. Okay, then I'm going to type 4y to the fourth, 4y, hit the exponent button to the fourth, right arrow key, minus 3y squared, so minus 3y squared, hit the right arrow key, and the last term is plus 8. So inside the parentheses, plus 8. Okay, so there's your answer right there. All right, one more. So for the rectangle here, the area of the rectangle, 30k to the third plus 6k squared. All right, they are saying the width is the greatest common monomial factor. Okay, fancy term. The bottom line is you're just factoring this right here, or this right here, I should say. Okay, so we have 30k to the third plus 6k squared. Okay, what number is divisible for both 30 and 6? The greatest common factor. Well, that would be 6, right? Because I can divide 6 by 6 and I can divide 30 by 6. And then out of the k's, which one is the smallest exponent? Well, that's just k squared. Okay, so if I do 30k to the third divided by 6k squared, 30 divided by 6 is 5. K to the third divided by k squared is just k, right? Because 3 minus 2 is just 1. But you don't have to put a 1 there. So that's 5k. And 6k squared divided by 6k squared, of course, that's just 1. So that's it. Remember, we said the width, this one here, is the monomial term. So this part right here is going to be the width. Okay, and we said the length is the part in parentheses that you're adding. So this stuff in parentheses is going to be the length. So for width, I'm going to type 6k squared. Okay, click outside the box and then click in the other box. And for the length, 5k plus 1. Alright, so that's basically it. And if you like to work backwards, you can do that as well. Okay, if I can just show you real quick, if you want to work backwards. Alright, let's say you factored out your 6k squared. And then you do your parentheses. And you'll say 6k squared times what will give me 30k to the third. Well, that's going to be a 5k. Because 6 times 5 is 30. and k squared times k is k to the third. And you can also say 6k squared times what will give me 6k squared? Well, of course, that's just 1, because 6k squared times 1 is 6k squared.